So a snidey website has decided to take a pop at Yorkshire, saying that 6 of the 10 worst places to live in England are in God's own country. Absolute nonsense. Theoretically, these towns were voted for by people who live there, although if you've read the comments you'll see that most of the contributors, pretty much their only connection to Yorkshire is they once watched an episode of Last of the Summer Wine or something. So let's take a look and see exactly how lazy this journalism is. Let's start with Halifax. It says Halifax is only known for the bank and for being the birthplace of Ed Sheeran. It's also the home of Cat's Eyes, Quality Street and Anne Lister, who was the subject of one of the most popular and successful international TV hits of the last couple of years. No big deal, right? The site talks about Halifax being an example of Yorkshire grimness, clearly written by someone who's never actually been. Have you actually seen the Peace Hall? I mean, Venice unfollowed Halifax on Instagram because it was jealous of how beautiful the architecture is, and that's a true story. Halifax is also the home to Eureka, the children's museum, which is one of the finest family attractions in the country and the perfect place to tire out your kids. Double whammy. And let's move on to Wakefield. Now, the website refers to Wakefield as a cultural wilderness, which is completely true. Oh, except, you know, the Hepworth Gallery, which is dedicated to one of Britain's most successful and popular sculptors. There's also the Yorkshire Sculpture Park, the Theatre Royal, the Coal Mining Museum, and all the other cultural activities it has to offer. You know, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, right? And then there's Keithley. Now, the website has a go at Keithley for talking about its heritage of steam trains, but the Keithley and Worth Valley Railway is one of the major tourist attractions in the area. It takes people through some of the most stunning countryside around to the home of the Brontes, the local heroes. There's also Cliff Castle, East Riddleston Hall, and there's an actual space centre. Genuinely, there's a space centre in Keithley. Look it up. It also makes fun of Huddersfield because one of the major tourist attractions is, in its words, just a hill. But calling Castle Hill just a hill is a bit like saying, oh, the Taj Mahal's just a big house. Castle Hill is one of the greatest places to go for a walk and a gaze over the beautiful countryside of Yorkshire, which is apparently less of a worthwhile activity than being snidey about stuff on the internet. So there you go, a few myths busted from this survey, and I'd do more, but I want to go off and enjoy being in Yorkshire, which, you know, the people who make this website should try sometime. If you want to know more about Yorkshire and the great things to do, check out my series, The Bewildered Family Guide to Yorkshire, at bewildereddad.com.